Hey Cascade, this week I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you guys for drawing an interior scene in one-point perspective. Today we're going to start by drawing in a room with doors and windows. Start with a horizon line and a vanishing point, and then draw a box that goes in front of the vanishing point. Make sure that the top and bottom of your box are true horizontal lines parallel to the horizon, and that the left and right sides of your box are true vertical lines, parallel to the left and right sides of your paper. The box that we just drew is what is going to become the back wall of our space. And the next step is to draw the corners where the walls will meet the ceiling. That's easy to do. You just line your straight edge up with your vanishing point and one of the top corners of your space, and start your line at the top corner and draw it all the way to the edge of your paper. Mine almost lines up with the corner. Yours might line up exactly with the corner, but it doesn't matter. It's accurate either way as long as it lines up with the vanishing point. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the right side of the room. Line my straight edge up with the vanishing point and the top right corner of that box I drew. Okay, so those two lines are where my walls meet my ceiling in this room I've created. The next step, I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom to show the corners where the walls meet the floor. Always line your straight edge up with your vanishing point and the corner of the back wall. And same thing on the fourth corner over here. Vanishing point, back corner. All right. Let's add in some doors and windows. I think I'm going to start by putting a door over here on this side of the wall. If you look in the room where you are right now, you'll notice that the door comes close to the ceiling but not all the way to it. So I'm going to say right about there will be good. Now, anything that we add on the back wall over here will be easy to draw because we'll have true horizontal lines and true vertical lines. We will not have to add any perspective diagonals on this space. So the door will have vertical sides with a horizontal top and bottom. Now we'll add a window on the other side. Usually a window is the same height at the top as the top of a door. Check in the room where you are if there's a window. Many windows go down a little bit further than halfway down a wall. You can get creative and make your window the size that you want. And here's a trick to make sure the height of the door that we're going to put on this side comes out appearing to be the same height as the door and window we already drew. I'm just going to add in a little bit of a guideline. So now I'm going to line my straight edge up with where that guideline meets the corner and with my straight edge. And I'm going to draw a guiding line on this left wall. That's going to be the height of my second door. And I know the door goes all the way down to where the wall meets the floor. So now I'm just going to place a true vertical line and I'll put the other edge of my door right about here. True vertical line. Easy. And then you can erase those extra guidelines if you drew them in pencil. And now we'll practice adding in a window in one-point perspective on this side. So again, I'm going to just extend the top and bottom edges of my window that are on the back side to make it appear that it's coming out the same height. And then I'm going to line each of those guide marks up with my vanishing point and just draw diagonal lines in perspective. That will be the top and the bottom of my window. Now I don't want my window to start right in the corner. I want it to start just a little bit out into the room. And the vertical edges of the window will stay true vertical. So that means I can then erase those guidelines if I want. And that is the basics for how you draw an interior space in one-point perspective. Now I'll go over my lines with permanent marker and add some detail. In many rooms, there's pieces of wood that are down where the floor meets the walls. Those are called baseboards. And there's also often some wooden trim around the edges of doorways and window frames. You can add those just by drawing in a parallel line close to the edge of the door, the window, or where the wall meets the floor. Some rooms even have some wooden trim where the walls meet the ceiling. Feel free to get creative with yours. I want to show you just one more trick, and that's how to make it look like the door in the back is leading into a closet or perhaps into another room. So instead of just drawing a flat surface for a closed door, if you want to make it look like there's the edge of another room on the other side, just line up the edge of the door frame with your straight edge connecting to the vanishing point and draw a guideline. Now if you're making a long hallway, that might continue all the way to the edge. But if you want it to be something like a closet where you can see the back, maybe it's a pantry and a kitchen you're drawing, for example, you just draw another horizontal line that shows the back wall of that closet space. And then for the corner, add one more vertical line. In that case, you might erase the horizontal line that's at the bottom to show that the carpet or the floor in this room extends into that little closet. And there you go. Coming up tomorrow, I'm going to show you guys how to draw some different kinds of furniture. While you have this blank space, you might practice adding in some wallpaper or carpet, or try for yourself what you think you might do for some furniture.